What if we told you there are people who look and live like outsiders from another world? Some were born with rare conditions that go beyond anything doctors had a name for. Others changed what God gave them. What you're about to see today is not just a list of people who look a bit different. It is a lineup of people who defy everything we think we know about the human body. Let's begin this countdown with number 15, Virsaviya Borun. At first sight, Virsaviya looks like any other little girl who loves ponies, dancing, and drawing. But look closer, and you'll notice something truly extraordinary. She lives with one of the world's rarest conditions, called pentalogy of Cantrell, a combination of 5 birth defects. In her case, it caused her heart to develop outside her chest. Unlike other children whose hearts are protected by ribs, hers beats just beneath a thin layer of skin due to a malformed diaphragm and chest wall. Doctors never expected her to survive past infancy, but she did. Now a teen, she lives carefully, guarding her heart while awaiting a complex surgery to place it back inside her chest. Despite her fragile state, Virsaviya radiates energy and optimism. Her courage is breathtaking. She reminds the world that strength isn't about toughness. It's about grace in the face of fragility. And truly, she's beautiful, inside and out, with a heart both literal and symbolic for resilience. Number 14, Nichollet Rivera. Nichollet is a beauty creator who delivers flawless glam, with no hands at all. She was born without arms, but instead of letting that define her, she trained herself to do nearly everything with her feet. Texting, eating, typing, and even blending eye makeup. She does it all. In clips from Born Different and Shake My Beauty, you'll see her gripping a brush between her toes and applying eyeliner cleaner than most folks can with both hands. Rivera grew up near Philadelphia in Cudahy and started posting her story online in her early 20s. Doctors refer to her condition as bilateral aplasia of the upper limbs. Her arms never developed. She's also shared her diagnosis of femur fibula ulna complex, a disorder that affects bone growth in both arms and legs. Her makeup process? She opens palettes with her toes, grips a brush, blends shadow with precise short strokes, anchors her heel for liner, and finishes with foot-controlled setting spray. Number 13, Melanie Gaydos. Melanie is the model who shattered every standard by showing up exactly as she is. Born with ectodermal dysplasia, a rare genetic disorder that affects hair, teeth, nails, and sweat glands, her look never fit traditional beauty norms. She had no natural hair, no teeth, a cleft palate, and endured over 30 surgeries before adulthood. She's also legally blind. Her eyelashes once grew inward, damaging her corneas. But instead of hiding, she built a career on it. She grew up on the East Coast, studied art in New York, and found modeling through Craigslist and Model Mayhem. Photographers wanted something they'd never seen. Melanie gave them that. Her early shoots led to spreads in ID, Love, and Galore. She wore dentures briefly, then ditched them. Eating was easier without. In 2015, she stopped wearing wigs. Her first big screen moment came in Rammstein's Mein Herz brennt, where she played the eerie Sandman. She went global overnight. Number 12, Karine de Souza. Karine's story is one of fierce courage and pure faith. She was born in Brazil with xeroderma pigmentosum, which means her body cannot repair damage from UV light, making the sun a deadly threat. Even a little exposure can cause burns, blisters, and cancerous growths. Since childhood, Karine has lived behind layers of protection: hats, masks, sunscreen, and shadows. She has endured over 200 surgeries, losing parts of her nose, lips, and chest to melanoma, yet her spirit never faltered. In 2023, she and her partner Ed Milson welcomed their daughter Zaya, a child she calls her miracle. Critics attacked her choice to become a mother, claiming her child would fear her face. Her reply was simple: "Being a mother has always been my dream," and she was right. Zaya didn't see scars. She saw love. Karine's story isn't about illness, it's about defying it. Her bravery proves that life, no matter how fragile, still burns brighter than fear. Number 11. Lisa Marie Brown. Lisa Marie Brown was the woman the internet told to eat, but her body wouldn't allow it. A 5 feet and 10 former model from Brookfield, Wisconsin, she loved cooking, browsing flea markets with her husband, Patrick, and working as a substance abuse counselor. Life seemed stable until everything began falling apart after her 28th birthday. Food wouldn't stay down, her weight dropped drastically, and her clothes hung off her. From 140 pounds, she fell to 89, no matter how much she tried to eat. Strangers hurled cruel remarks, unaware her body physically couldn't digest food. Doctors finally found the first clue: superior mesenteric artery syndrome, or SMAS. Her small intestine was trapped between the aorta and the superior mesenteric artery. A surgery gave brief relief, but her symptoms returned. Then came gastroparesis. Her stomach muscles stopped working. She spent 20 hours a day hooked to a feeding pump. In 2017, still weighing 77 pounds, she died at 34. Her story remains a warning, not a whisper. Number 10. Alain Robert. Climbing some of the tallest structures on Earth without a rope, harness, or safety gear sounds completely insane. But for Alain Robert, also known as the French Spider-Man, it's just another day. Born in 1962, Alain turned his obsession with climbing into a legendary career filled with record-breaking, death-defying climbs. With only chalk, bare hands, and unshakable nerve, he has conquered over 150 skyscrapers worldwide, including the Burj Khalifa, the Eiffel Tower, the Empire State Building, and Malaysia's Petronas Towers. One wrong move would mean instant death. In 1982, he fell from 15 meters, slipped into a coma, and was left 66% disabled. Doctors said he'd never climb again. They were wrong. Alain rebuilt his strength and returned to climbing stronger than ever. Often arrested for scaling buildings without permission, he's never backed down. He believes the risk is worth it if it inspires people to face fear. Alain Robert is living proof that raw courage can take you higher than any rope. All right, now, let's head over to Number 9. Harnaam Kaur. Harnaam Kaur turned something most people would hide into her strongest asset. She's the British woman with a full beard who took a tough diagnosis and made history. At 12, doctors told her she had polycystic ovary syndrome, or PCOS, a hormonal condition that causes excess body and facial hair. She'd already noticed hair at age 11, and the school bullying was brutal. She tried waxing, shaving, bleaching. Nothing worked. At 16, she made the decision that flipped her life. She stopped removing her beard. Her Sikh faith, which encourages followers to keep hair natural, gave her the strength to stay with it. She's opened up about the dark years before: bullying, self-harm, even suicidal thoughts. But choosing to keep the beard was the shift. In 2015, Guinness World Records gave her the title, Youngest Woman with a Full Beard. A year later, she walked the runway at London Fashion Week and never looked back. Number 8. Mia Aflalo Shunem. Mia may be a young girl, but her presence has captured the internet. By the age of 6, this Israeli kid had already gained over 1 million Instagram followers, all because of one unique trait: her naturally long, voluminous, glossy hair. It was so thick and perfect-looking that some assumed it was a wig. But after a few behind-the-scenes videos surfaced, there was no denying it. It was all real. Mia loves being in front of the camera and happily poses in elegant outfits, beaming as her hair flows around her. Her photos, paired with her infectious smile, have earned her a dedicated online following. What started as childhood photos shared for fun quickly turned into full-on viral fame. And Mia isn't slowing down. With confidence, charm, and naturally incredible hair, she continues enjoying her childhood while unintentionally becoming a beauty icon. The world may be watching, but Mia's just being herself, and that's what makes her stand out. Number 7. Shilah Madison Calvert. From Melbourne, Shilah draws stares everywhere she goes, but not for the reasons you'd expect. Born with uncombable hair syndrome, her golden strands stand out in every direction like a glowing halo. From the time she was a baby, her wiry, upright hair made her impossible to miss. Strangers often stared, some even touched without asking. At school, she got nicknames like Fluffhead, but Shilah never let teasing define her. She'd laugh and call herself Fuzzy, or joke that she looked like a lion. At age 7, a sharp-eyed anesthetist formally diagnosed her during a dental visit. Since then, she's turned her condition into a badge of pride. On Instagram, she encourages others to embrace their quirks and love what makes them stand out. What once drew attention now brings admiration. Shilah isn't just the girl with the wild hair, she's a symbol of individuality and joy, proof that confidence always outshines conformity. All right, let's move to Number 6. Alba Parejo. Alba Parejo was born in Barcelona with skin that resembles a night sky, one massive birthmark across her body and hundreds of smaller ones scattered like constellations. Doctors refer to it as a giant congenital melanocytic nevus with multiple satellite nevi. Nobody fully understands the cause, but it's lifelong, rare, and medically complex. By age 5, Alba had already undergone around 30 surgeries. Back then, doctors removed large sections out of concern for melanoma risk. The scars left numb patches, especially on her back. The emotional scars? Those came from classmates. Children mocked her appearance, and Alba carried that pain with her. At one point, over 500 moles were counted on her body. Later reports described more than 1,000. Each one needs regular medical oversight. What changed her life wasn't surgery. It was her own decision. As a teen, she stopped hiding. She modeled, told her story in Spanish media, and published her book, From My Skin. So, what do you think about her? Number 5. Rosemary and Christina. Rosemary and Christina, identical twins from New York, were both born with albinism, a condition that reduces melanin in the skin, eyes, and hair. Albinism alone is uncommon, but identical twins with it are incredibly rare. Growing up, they faced stares, rude questions, and endless curiosity. Instead of hiding, they turned their uniqueness into purpose. Now in their 20s, they've built strong voices through their joint social media platforms, Style by Rosemary and Style by Tina. Their pages mix bold fashion, confidence, and open discussions about life with albinism. Together, they've become ambassadors of representation, showing others that difference isn't a flaw, it's a strength. Their style is fearless, their message clear. Beauty isn't defined by what society expects. Today, they model, collaborate with major brands, and speak publicly about acceptance. Rosemary and Christina remind the world that real confidence comes from owning exactly who you are, not apologizing for standing out. Number 4. Milagros Cerron. Milagros from Peru was born with sirenomelia, a rare condition where the legs are fused and several organs share one outlet. Her kidneys were severely malformed, one non-functional and the other misaligned. Most babies with the condition don't survive more than a few days, but Milagros defied those odds. In 2005, surgeons inserted silicone expanders to separate her fused limbs, followed by a historic operation on May 31st to divide them just above the knees. A year later, another surgery fully separated her thighs, allowing her to walk for the first time. Her strength and smile made her a national symbol of hope. She even appeared on a magazine cover alongside Celine Dion. Throughout her short life, she endured more than 11 surgeries. Sadly, She passed away at 15 from kidney failure while awaiting a transplant. Milagros' story remains one of rare survival, medical triumph, and unshakable human courage. Number 3. Pixee Fox. God had made every human unique, but Pixee wasn't interested in staying that way. This bold and deliberately surreal model stunned the world with her full-blown mission to become a real-life cartoon. Inspired by fantasy characters like Jessica Rabbit, Tinkerbell, and Aurora, Pixee didn't just chase aesthetics. She chased a hyper-exaggerated fantasy. What began with minor tweaks evolved into a lifetime transformation. She's undergone over 200 cosmetic procedures, breast augmentations, lip injections, nose reshaping, Brazilian butt lifts, cheek implants, and even eye color-changing surgery in India. But her most infamous decision? Surgically removing 6 ribs to cinch her waist down to 14 inches. She wore corsets constantly and spent more than $500,000 crafting the figure she imagined. Critics slammed it. Doctors warned of nerve issues and organ displacement, but Pixee never caved. She calls it art, not obsession. Her transformation is intense, extreme, and for her, a raw form of personal art. Number 2. Johnny Strange. Johnny Strange isn't a stage name. It's a warning label. Born in Lancashire, England, he's built an international reputation for pushing human limits through dangerous and bizarre stunts. His most shocking feat came in 2014, when he used hooks attached to his stretched earlobes to pull a Cessna 172 airplane weighing over 1,400 pounds across a runway. That earned him the Guinness World Record for the heaviest object pulled by pierced ears. 2 years later, he broke his own record by lifting 47 pounds the same way. But his performances go far beyond ear strength. Johnny has swallowed swords inside the globe of death, juggled running chainsaws, endured steel traps, and lain on beds of nails, all while keeping his trademark grin. What separates him from thrill seekers is his control. Every stunt is method, not madness. Johnny Strange isn't reckless. He's disciplined chaos, turning pain into art and fear into performance. Number 1. The Real Rain Man. Meet Kim Peek, the man who inspired the movie Rain Man and whose brain functioned on an entirely different level. Born with a rare genetic condition, Kim had extraordinary memory abilities. He could read 2 pages of a book at once, one with each eye, and memorize both sides instantly. He devoured entire volumes in hours and remembered nearly everything he read for life. From history and geography to music and calendars, Kim could recall tens of thousands of facts with absolute precision. But despite this superhuman memory, he struggled with basic motor skills and needed help with day-to-day tasks. Scientists who studied his brain found it was physically unique, with no corpus callosum, the part that connects the brain's 2 hemispheres. Somehow, this made his brain work in overdrive. He wasn't just memorizing, he was connecting information in a way few others could. Kim Peek's mind was a vault of raw knowledge, and his story changed how the world sees savants. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you very soon.